we have some leaked audio of the President of the United States practically begging and threatening an elected Republican to do election fraud in his behalf. So this was, and I'm going to have you listen to some of it. And the reason that we're not going to listen to all of it, that we're going to have excerpts from it, is because it was an hour-long phone call. I'm pretty sure that you do not want to sit here and listen to the President of the United States go on about conspiracy theories and how, of course, they need to do election fraud on his behalf in order to change the election results of November 3rd for the next hour. I'm really, really sure that you don't want to do that. But we will have some excerpts from it. And of course, you can go and look up the whole thing. It's at the Washington Post. That's who first obtained this. And interestingly enough, we don't know where it came from. Who recorded it? Who sent it out? There's theories flying around. Did Raffensperger go? You know, Brad Raffensperger is Secretary of State of Georgia. Did he record it and release it? And then, of course, there's a conversation going on about that, like how it's unbecoming of a man to record this conversation and release it. Not very gentlemanly, let me tell you what. That's an interesting conversation. And by interesting, I mean completely dumb. Who cares? Who cares? And it's not as if the Republicans, could you imagine Republicans getting like a Barack Obama having like a similar kind of conversation during the 2012 election, and it somehow got leaked to Republicans? You think that they wouldn't release that? Oh, immediately. Oh, what happened? Is it gentlemanly? I don't know. I don't know if I'm pretty sure that there'd be Republicans that wouldn't sit on it. Again, I don't care. There's also some speculation that Trump released it himself, which would be the dumbest thing in the world to do. But again, that's Donald Trump, and he's not exactly the smartest person. Not the most tremendous genius, super genius. Not very smart. So kind of dumb. But we'll see. We don't know. Nobody's taking like responsibility for this. That said, I do want to have you listen to some of this audio where, again, he has been recorded threatening as well as begging Georgia Secretary of State Raffensperger to change the results in order to have Donald Trump ultimately take the state. Now, why only one state? Why only Georgia? Since he would actually need 2 other states to, in order to do this. Well, I mean, in order to win, I don't know. But as I explained before, he's not exactly smart. So let's get into it.
And the people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
Now, do you think it's possible that they shredded ballots in Fulton County? Because that's what the rumor is. And also that Dominion took out machines. That Dominion is really moving fast to get rid of their machinery. Do you know anything about that? Because that's illegal.
This is Ryan, Germany. No, Dominion has not moved any machinery out of Fulton County. We're having.
Well, but have they moved? Have they moved the inner parts of the machines and replaced them with other parts?
No.
You sure, Ryan?
I'm sure.
You should want to have an accurate election. And you're a Republican.
We believe that we do have an accurate election.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have, not even close. You're off by hundreds of thousands of votes. You know what they did, and you're not reporting it. That's a criminal offense, and you can't let that happen. That's a big risk to you and to Ryan, your lawyer. That's a big risk. But they are shredding ballots, in my opinion, based on what I've heard, and they are removing machinery, and they're moving it as fast as they can, both of which are criminal fines, and you can't let it happen, and you are letting it happen. I'm notifying you that you're letting it happen. So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state. So tell me, Brad, what are we going to do? We won the election, and it's not fair to take it away from us like this. And it's going to be very costly in many ways. And I think you have to say that you're going to re-examine it, and you can re-examine it, but re-examine it with people that want to find answers, not people that don't want to find answers.
Wow. Just, I mean, there's so much in there. There's so much in there. I love where he's like, "Are you sure?" Yeah. We're pretty sure that our numbers are correct. Oh my God. Yeah, I just want to find some votes. I just want to find 11,780 votes. That's more than what we have. I just want to find some of those. That's all I want. Oh, really? That's because because it'll flip the election. Well, not just the election. It'll flip the state over to you. Oh my God. Look. Okay. So a lot to dissect here. Obviously. For one, though, the primary claim is, well, we won the election in Georgia. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. The recounts did not show President Trump getting more votes. It just didn't. Okay. They did recounts in Georgia. They did the, the signature matching stuff. They found two mismatched signatures. That's not even evidence of fraud. That's just, you know how people's signatures change over the years, because that happens. That's why the signature matching is not very accurate. Okay, that's definitely not an indication of fraud. But again, no evidence of widespread voter fraud in Georgia. They again, if they had the evidence, they would have presented the evidence, and since they didn't have the evidence, they didn't present the evidence. And so that's why the election was certified in Georgia for Joe Biden and not for Donald Trump. But so I love in this that Donald Trump is using this rhetorical trick. Okay. The people of Georgia are angry. Is this I know this is a fallacy. All right. But what fallacy is it? Name that fallacy. I think that's what we're playing, because there are so many in there. But I believe that was and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm like operating on 4 hours of sleep here. Argumentum ad populum, right? Maybe that's it. Okay. Oh, the people are angry, and so the people of Georgia are angry, and they really want the very thing that I want, which is to overturn the election in my favor. Well, here's the thing. The people of Georgia, they don't want what you want, since more of them voted for Joe Biden. So, I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know what you're trying to, do here, other than make things up so that you can, save your bruised ego, or make it so that you're president, and so you don't have to pay your debts or whatever. You can keep collecting that sweet, sweet tax money going into your businesses. I don't know. Argumentum ad populum. Okay, so then I was right about that. Awesome. And so it's, and look, that's a rhetorical trick that a lot of populists use that. Fascists use it as well. People are saying, that's another one. But that's not just Donald Trump. That's been, conservatives all over. I hear Fox News saying that all the time. Right? Well, so, some people are saying. But again, we have heard that from fascists all the time. Well, the people are angry, the people this, the people that. Now, I've even used this, right? For example, people want, health care. Well, yeah, because I can back that up with polls and data. So now the thing is, I could also say, well, people want Medicare for all, which is true. It's got high approval ratings. But the people also want for example, a public option that polls a little bit better. I prefer Medicare for all. I think it's better. The American people will say, yeah, it is better, but we're also okay with a public option. And so the reason I point that out is because you can have polling that shows that both things are very popular. Now I can go and back that up and say, well, people say this, the American people say this, I've got polls, I've got data, but when it comes to Trump and his, well, the people say, this, the people are angry, well, that doesn't have anything to back it up. And so I use that example as a way to point out how Donald Trump is committing fallacy after fallacy after fallacy. And so he's presenting this argument without backing it up with anything. And so he just says, come on, just give me election to me already. Come on, buddy. Come on, Brad. I won this thing. I won this thing. I don't have any evidence, but some people are saying that I definitely won this thing. And so come on, just give it to me. Just fudge the numbers just a little bit. Recalculate. I just need 11,780 votes. That's it. That's all I need. That's election fraud. I think that's illegal. Now, what's interesting is that it wasn't just Donald Trump on this call for an hour. All right. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution also noted that White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows was on the call too, and had urged Raffensperger to find a path forward in the spirit of cooperation and compromise. What compromise are you talking about? There is no compromise to be had here. Donald Trump is not entitled to votes that he didn't earn. Okay? I'm just saying. Like, no politician is entitled to votes that they didn't earn. Again, imagine if Hillary Clinton was like, Brad, listen here, okay? I won, or, think about it's like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, which Hillary Clinton lost in 2016. Calling up the Secretary of State and going, hey, look, I know I didn't win these states, but I actually did, and it was the Russians, and so I think you should just hand over 5,000 votes, just to hand them over. That's all I need. I just want to find 5,000 additional votes, because I think Jill Stein, kind of screwed me out of those votes. And so I actually got the votes and I actually won this election. So why don't you just hand them it over? Yeah, if that happened, conservative heads would have exploded. They can get away with this. And there are Republicans. I think, according to the polling, somewhere around half of all Republicans don't believe that Joe Biden won the election fairly. They believe that there's massive voter fraud with no evidence at all. Now, again, you also heard that in that Trump accused Raffensperger of committing a criminal offense because he says that there's a conspiracy against the president and warned that this would be very costly. Again, you've heard that, right? It's going to be very costly. I think you have to say that you're going to re-examine it, and you can re-examine it, but re-examine it with people that want to find answers. So he's saying that, the people that have examined it, they don't really want to find answers. Oh, really? No, it's because they didn't find the answers that he wanted. And that's what it's about. This guy's like a fucking mob boss. All right? So first he's pleading like, hey, let me just, why don't you just give me the votes? You just tweak the numbers just a little bit, it'll be fine. For the family, right? For the Trumps. You got to be loyal, right? To the party. You just, make that little adjustment. That's all I'm saying. And then he says, well, it's going to be very costly. I mean, you've got an election coming up. Nice election you got there. It'd be a shame if I were to torpedo it. He's got one more. All right. The election in Georgia, the runoff's tomorrow. Donald Trump's got one more event in Georgia. He could torpedo this thing for the Republican Party. You think he cares about the Republican Party? He cares about the Republican Party as much as I do. As in, I don't give a fuck about the Republican Party. I think the United States would be better off if the Republican Party did not exist in its current form, or if they were structurally irrelevant, politically irrelevant as well. The world, the United States would be better off. Just imagine no Mitch McConnell. We'd have $2,000 checks right now. Nobody could make an argument, a real cogent argument, that the United States wouldn't be better off without a Republican Party. But, you know, I digress. I feel like I'm kind of like losing the plot on this one. All right. But like, all right. He doesn't care about the Republican Party. And that's the thing. He only cares about himself. He only cares about his own re-election chances. All right. That's it. That's all he's ever cared about is his own power and his own wealth. So of course he's going to screw over the party. Why wouldn't he? Of course he would. And so that's why he's doing this. That's why he's calling these different, what is it? Okay, I don't know if he called any other states, but let me tell you what. He called Georgia 20 times. 20 times. To try to convince him, flip Georgia. And I'm assuming that he'd also, maybe if this had worked, try to call Michigan and Pennsylvania. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And so this is, again, this is going to be a war in the Republican Party. Okay, this is what I see next. January 6th, certification. It's going to be certified. Mike Pence is not going to do a goddamn thing. All right? And so you're going to have Joe Biden being the president of the United States. And so what's Trump going to do once he leaves office? He's not just going to slink back to Mar-a-Lago. All right? No, he's going to declare war on the Republican Party. Mark my words. It'll be war on the Republicans that did not support him. For example, Suzanne Collins, he's going after her. Mitt Romney, Bill Cassidy. Those are just a few examples of Republicans that are openly saying, yeah, you can't, no, Joe Biden is the winner. You can't just deny certification of these results. All right. Now, the ones that he's not going to go to war with is people like Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, and some others. So basically, if you were whipped like Ted Cruz, if you were a sad, pathetic little Trump lapdog, well, then you're going to be okay. Again, it's funny how sad and pathetic Ted Cruz really is. The guy called his wife ugly and then said his father killed JFK. And still, Ted Cruz lines up to lick his boots. It's so sad. It's so sad. But look, ultimately, it's self-serving because for, Hawley and Cruz, it's about getting the Donald Trump base on their side. Because Donald Trump still has incredibly high support within the Republican Party. And so they're doing that to get that base on their side so they can run and win a Republican Party in a Republican primary in 2024. That's what it is. That's what it is. And it is the Trump base. Absolutely it is. And so all they're looking for is power. Hawley's going to try to play the, populist angle. And of course, Cruz is going to play the, the religious conservative angle. The same thing that he tried to do back in 2016. All right. And that's what's going to happen. And by the way, Ted Cruz has already run for president in 2016, as I just mentioned. Do I think it's going to do so again? Of course he will. There's only one thing Ted Cruz wants, and that's power. And he'll do whatever it takes to get it, just like Hawley and just like Donald Trump. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.